It is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and welcome to day 29 of Off the Board. And I decided to do a little something different, something I haven't done yet this month. I do have a cards board on my Pinterest, so I pulled a couple cards. So I'm going to make 2 cards with you today. So the first one here is from Wendy McKee Blogspot. And I love the layering and the circular elements, but I decided that I wanted to use my punch that's kind of scalloped like a flower, but they seemed really big and I didn't have a smaller one. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to use this circle punch, which is a little bit smaller, and I thought I could do it with the same ones that I had already cut, and I can't. So I went ahead and went through my scraps and picked a couple other ones and just punched circles. So these seem to be a little bit more of the correct size. I think that if I had made them a smidge smaller, it would have worked better. But my next size smaller would have been too small. So this punch that I have here is, it looks like it's about 1.5. 1.25. So they're 1.25 circles. So, and then I have this other punch, which is, let me measure it, because of course they don't say it on it. This is a 1-inch punch. So I took my 1-inch punch, my 1.25, and my heart punch, and just punched some scraps. And I'm just going to layer them up here. If I had a butterfly punch, I totally would have done that because I love the way the butterflies look there, and I love how they're stitched, which would have been fun too. But I didn't do that. I am embracing kind of the neutral brown in the same spots as the colored, and obviously their colors are different than my colors, but it all works just about the same. And if you have a ton of punches, this would be super easy to do, especially when you're done with a kit and you have a few scraps left. Perfect way to use up those little bits of scraps. You can see that little pink paper there. You could get, I got the scalloped, the 1.25, 2 hearts, and I could at least do 2 more 1-inch. So you could definitely make several cards. And this is usually what I do when it comes to cards, is I kind of, when I'm getting towards the end of my kit, which this is my How to Kill a Kit with Style, and I am kind of getting towards the end, it's at least the end of the month, and I'm kind of a little bit over it. I use some of my scraps and make a few cards so they're on hand. So I'm going to top them off with just a couple of these enamel dots, and I think that's the perfect layering piece. And so that's going to do it for card number 1. Now, card number 2, when I went to click on the link, it said it was potential scam. So it wouldn't let me go any further. So I don't know who made this card, but I love this card. And this card would make a really awesome layout. I might transition into making this into a layout because the idea of the scallops is perfect, and it would be perfect for a beach photo. It could look like mermaid scales. So I just took that same 1.25-inch punch, punched out several, and I did cut the bottom of my card off so that you didn't see the line of the top of the card, and that worked just fine. And I'm just going to layer up these circles. So I do 1 row, and then the next row, I basically put a circle in the middle of the other 2. So I'm going to make 3 layers just because I think my circles are a little bit bigger than the ones in the card, in the inspiration card. And I'm going to trim off the sides. And then for the strip up top, I had this piece just sitting there, and it is from one of my pieces of paper that was full of tickets, and it was just about the same size. And then I'm going to add my sentiment on top because it's not quite as big. And then I don't have a big flower, but I have one of these little hearts, and I'm going to do that with an enamel dot, and that is going to be it for card number 2. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below if you make cards, and if you think this is a good idea for those leftover pieces. So there they are. And remember to wear your crown. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.